San Antonio's sleepy South Side has come to life over the last few years with the growth of Texas A&M San Antonio, Palo Alto College, the Toyota plant, new housing, new businesses, and the major successes of the technology hub known as Port San Antonio. It's a driver of development in cybersecurity, robotics, advanced manufacturing, and aerospace. And we have with us the Port's CEO, Jim Perschbach. Jim, welcome to Business of Business. Tell us about the last year at the Port. It seems like, just reading the press, it's been a breakthrough year with the designs having gone public of your major new buildings and new businesses coming to the Port.
We've been tremendously excited this past year. We've added over 1,000 new jobs to the campus. As you mentioned, we're finalizing design on the new office tower that's expecting to go up. And the comptroller just issued their updated report showing that we're $20 billion of economic output to this community, and importantly, $5.7 billion of disposable income.
I first met you when you were a lawyer in town, focusing in aviation, and you came to present to the then San Antonio Economic Development Foundation. It was clear from just listening to you, you had really creative ideas about the growth of San Antonio, and particularly in the aviation sector. So it was no surprise that you were selected to be the head of Port San Antonio, but I don't think anybody could have anticipated the rapidity and the intensity of the kind of growth, the play out of your mission. Talk about how you approached the job when you took it and how satisfied you might be or not of your own progress.
Well, all we do at Port San Antonio is we coach and we bring together what San Antonians do so well. Aerospace has been our heritage for over 100 years now, and the people of San Antonio do this better than anybody else in the world. The electronic capabilities, the innovation capabilities, and you bring those together, and you have the ability to drive not just innovation, but cost savings, and truly create opportunities for San Antonio and for the country. And that's all we're doing, is we're connecting those pieces.
And many people regard the transformation of the old Kelly Air Force Base, which is Port San Antonio, as the most successful transformation of a closed military base in the country. I suppose you hear that.
We do hear that. I just got back from the Association of Defense Communities Conference, and there's a lot of attention being paid to what we're doing in San Antonio. And what I tell them is to know what we're doing in San Antonio is to know what the people of San Antonio can do, have done, and will continue to do.
If you were describing what's happened at Port San Antonio to an outsider, how would you define the mix of industries? What do you call it? Avionics technology center? What do you call it?
There are two drivers that we have at Port San Antonio. There is the aeronautical side, which is largely defense-based.
And that's companies like Boeing?
It's Boeing, Northrop Grumman, Standard Aero, Peraton, the like.
And what do they do?
They do everything. Boeing, of course, largest airframer on the planet, builds everything from aircraft to spacecraft to the engineering designs and the airspace management. And then we have the non-kinetic side, which people call cyber, but it's so much bigger than cyber. It's the command and control of objects in space, it's communications latency, it's automation, it's weather detection.
And that literally is happening out of Port San Antonio.
It's at Port San Antonio. When you hear people say that San Antonio is the second largest concentration of cyber professionals anywhere in the country, they're really talking about the activities going on at Port San Antonio.
Well, let's break those two down. First of all, the avionics side, aeronautical side, we see Boeing aircraft coming in and test flying out of there and work being done in those great hangars. Give us just a color, a little bit of feel for the kinds of jobs that entails.
So it is everything from the technicians that work on the metal, tin bending, we call it in the industry, to the people who are designing the electronic command and control capabilities. For example, we've talked about air taxis an awful lot. Bringing air taxis to life, unmanned aerial systems, requires next level weather detection, which is an application of new radar systems, new sensor systems, and high power computing and artificial intelligence.
That kind of work is going on
All that
over
work
there.
is
Air
what's
Force
going
One
on
was
Port
in
San
for a
Antonio.
while. The interior work. I know it's a top secret thing, but
The entire finish out of the VC-25B project is right here in San Antonio.
yeah, that's Air Force One,
That's Air Force One.
right? About how many people work on that side of the house?
On the aeronautical
Yeah,
side
the
of the
aeronautical
house,
side.
it's probably about 7,500, 8,000 people
About
right
8,000 people. And then there's the cyber side, which is largely the Air Force,
now. Well, it's the Air Force is the big driver.
right?
What we have is all of the engineering capability, the innovation capability, the support functions to that. So you'll see companies like Khaki, Peraton, Leidos, local companies like CNF Technology and IP Secure, all sitting on the campus. And that, you put that together, you call it cyber, but it's so much more, is probably about 10 or 11,000 people now.
So a total of something like 18,000 people, which is about the size that Kelly Air Force Base once was.
In fact, it's a larger concentration because a good chunk of Kelly Air Force Base was realigned into Lackland.
Yeah.
So if you take the activities that are over at Lackland Air Force Base that used to be Kelly, we are now larger in employment than Kelly ever was.
Ever was. And better paying jobs as well, because those were civil service jobs, many of them sort of blue collar labor jobs. Very important to San Antonio. But now you've got all kinds of technologists at work.
One of the things we're most proud of is the current economic report shows that the average compensation on our campus is over $111,000 a year. And you compare that to a Bexar County living wage of about $42,000, and it is significant growth. We're outpacing inflation. And here's the best part. It's not just people coming in with big collegiate degrees. Standard Aero has developed a training program where they bring people in, train them over the course of 12 weeks, pay them while they're in training with full benefits, and they can then be on the shop floor. They're not airplane technicians yet, but they're on the road.
Is the port administration, you and your team, involved in manpower training, the human resources side?
So if you look, we have more than doubled by I think 130% our total revenue, and more than doubled by I think 128% our net operating income. That difference, that delta in overhead and operating expenses is both ensuring that everybody on our team makes more than San Antonio Bexar County living wage, and more importantly, millions of dollars that are going into education and workforce training with programs on our campus and in schools and community centers around the city.
So as a leader of the port, obviously you're focusing on the port, but you're also a leader of the concept of advanced manufacturing in San Antonio. And that's getting to be a serious field for us. Who would have imagined years ago that we would be a center that would include Toyota and JCB and Navistar off your campus, but still in the community? Talk a little bit about the sector of in the city economy.
So when you look at advanced manufacturing, one of the things we do tremendously well in San Antonio is the application of automation into that sector. There's a local company, startup company called Plus One Robotics. In 6 years, it's gone from 3 guys and a gal to a 9-figure funding in offices around the world, taking robots out of controlled environments and placing them in uncontrolled environments, which is opening the door not just to automation and logistics, but to manufacturing in lunar environments and orbital environments and ultimately Martian
Are they on your
manufacturing.
campus?
They are on our campus,
Yeah.
and I'll tell you, we are so proud of them. We met them when they came down to see the San Antonio Museum of Science and Technology to
Yeah.
see one of the Enigma machines.
Yeah.
We rented to them when nobody would rent to them. They had no credit, no money, no
Yeah.
nothing.
Yeah.
They now take up a good chunk of a 100,000 square foot building.
Yeah.
They are selling around the world. Their technology is some of the most amazing stuff that you are seeing, and it's San Antonio folks.
Jim, if you had to give a grade, if you were asked to give a grade to both the year at Port San Antonio and also kind of the year in the advanced manufacturing sector in San Antonio, what grade would you give?
So I will give San Antonio, we're leading the division once again.
Yeah.
There's no dangers there. Give us an A, give us 100, give us whatever you need to give us. But I would also tell people, We have that heritage of Kelly Air Force Base.
Yeah.
And you remember when Kelly closed in 1995.
Absolutely.
Right now, we're in 1981. In 15 years, 16 years from now, if we in San Antonio don't continue to innovate and do what we do so well, we're going to be on a cusp of another change in the economy.
Yeah.
And I'm optimistic because I think we've got a level of leadership within our community. I think we've got a level of people within our community that can rise to that. But we would be foolish just to sit on our laurels and not look at the world.
Well, we need your leadership, not just in the geography of Port San Antonio, but your voice in the community at large. And it's just a wonderful opening for San Antonio. Thank you very much for that work, and thank you for being here today.
Thank you for having me.